Excellencies, greetings. Thank you, President Biden, for convening this second COVID-19 summit. I also welcome the other co-hosts and extend thanks to everyone for your commitment to lead on the global response to the pandemic. Thus far, significant advancements have been made in areas such as surveillance, testing, rapid development of vaccines, and antiviral treatments. As a result of this, many countries are witnessing declines in serious death cases and deaths. But the pandemic is not over. Global testing rates have been declining. Presently, low and low middle income countries account for only 20% of testing globally, even though we account for over half of the global population. Recent figures show a 15.4% increase in new infections in the Caribbean. Deaths increased for the third consecutive week by 39.6% as compared to the previous week. According to the WHO, reported cases in Africa are also rising. Many countries, including several in CARICOM, are far below the targeted 70% of the population vaccinated and are unlikely to get there by September. Low testing, lack of capacity in sequencing, lack of access to vaccines, and high cost of treatments slow the pace of ending the acute phase of the pandemic and create a global environment conducive to virus mutation. As well, it undermines the good progress that has been made. Presently, Latin America and the Caribbean has been the hardest hit region in the world, accounting 20% of infections and 30% of deaths from the virus. This while our region accounts for only 8% of the global population. As it relates to our economies, in 2020, Caribbean economies contracted on average by 6% above the 4.4 contraction worldwide and grew on average by only 1% last year. We say then that now is the time to double on what we know works: testing, vaccination, treatments, and appropriate public health measures. We must accelerate efforts to inoculate 70% of the global population, especially those with comorbidities. CARICOM is committed to this global goal. To get there, however, will require more efforts to improve accessibility to vaccines, including pediatric vaccines. Likewise, financing and political commitment are required to overcome operational and logistical impediments in difficult to reach areas and to access vaccine hesitancy. In Belize, 59% of our population are fully vaccinated. We hope to soon access pediatric vaccines to further enhance the number of persons fully vaccinated. Excellencies, CARICOM leaders are committed to redouble communication messages and accelerate public education efforts to address this misinformation, myths, and other drivers and enablers of vaccine hesitancy at all levels. CARICOM heads have further directed regional institutions to examine the social and financial viability to develop vaccine manufacturing capacity for the region. Access to vaccine in a timely manner has been a critical weakness of the global response. At the same time, we must maintain access to testing and to sequencing, which are essential to detecting, tracking, and responding to new COVID variants. Belize, with the support of international partners like the US government, and the World Bank received geometric sequencing equipment to detect COVID-19 variants, as well as the related training for our laboratory technicians. This is helping us to develop our capacity to analyze virus samples. We know that the next battleground in our fight against the pandemic will be in treatment. Therefore, we must do all possible to ensure that antiviral medications are available to everyone as soon as possible. Access to treatment in our present is our moral test, and we must not fail. So let us strengthen the global health architecture and ensure it is sustainably financed. As for us in Belize, we are doing our part. We have increased our budget for health, expanded our national health insurance to cover more Belizeans, and strengthened our awareness campaign. Excellencies, important lessons have already been learned from the pandemic. Some painful, too many tragic. But we can also celebrate the victories, like our power to collaboration and cooperation, like the depth of human ingenuity and brilliance we have seen in so many of our people, like the compassion, empathy, and solidarity spread across oceans and seas, like the unprecedented public-private partnerships we have fostered, including today's summit, which stands on the foundation and is imbued with that spirit. This is how we overcome this pandemic, working together as one global family. Once again, to President Biden, to the heads of state of Indonesia, Germany, and Senegal, leading this summit, and to all gathered in this viral space, I thank you.